Good afternoon, children. I know you are very much aware with that of metals and non-metals. But let's begin revision again with that of metals and non-metals. All of you are aware that total 118 elements are known. Out of these, the maximum number of elements are metals. There are total number of 10 solid non-metals, 11 gaseous non-metals and 1 liquid non-metal, that is only bromine. And all the metals exist in the form of solid except mercury, which is a liquid non-metal, and two elements, that is gallium and cesium. These are having very low melting point. When these are kept on our palm, these are converted in the form of liquid. Metals are very much useful. We are using them in our daily life. You are very much aware with that of a use of aluminium, copper for making wires, for making foils, and so many for making utensils. These are being used. Gold and silver are used for making jewelry. These elements or metals are used for making coins, and there are so many other uses. Now, similarly, the non-metals are very much useful. We cannot compare our life without oxygen. Similarly, nitrogen is a constituent of many substances. The large number of fertilizers are prepared by using nitrogen. Now, let me discuss about the physical properties of metals. But before starting physical properties of metals, let me write the electronic configuration of few metals. These are having atomic number 11, 12 and 13. These elements are sodium, atomic number 11, magnesium, atomic number 12, aluminium, atomic number 13. The configuration is 281, the configuration is 282, the configuration is 283. That means all those elements which are having 1, 2 or 3 electrons in the outermost shell, they will be known by the name of metals. Metals always lose electrons. The non-metals always gain electrons, or non-metals can share electrons. Now let me discuss about the physical properties of metals. The first property, that all the metals are solid except mercury, which is liquid. The first property is metals are solid, exceptional case is mercury. Second, metals are lustrous. Metals are lustrous. Luster means shining. All the metals have shining surface. Although sometimes the surface of metal become dull, but if you rub their surface with that of a sandpaper, they become again shining. The dullness is due to the formation of oxide layer, sulfide layer or carbonate layer at the surface of metal. If we rub the surface of magnesium, gold, aluminium with sandpaper, you will see a particular shining. All these elements are basically show a particular color. The aluminium and magnesium, that will be white, the copper will be reddish, and if we see gold, the shining surface with a yellow color you can see very easily जो है. The third property, that metals are hard. If we see these metals are hard except few metals like potassium, sodium, lithium, which can be cut with a knife. Otherwise all the metals are hard, and all these metals are used for making large substances where are like building, like bridges, etc., because these are hardware. The next property is metals are malleable. Metals are malleable. That means these metals can be converted in the form of sheet. If we are having a iron ball and we just hammer it, it will be converted in the form of sheet. Besides that, you know about these were only sheets like aluminium foil. Again, it is a sheet which is made up of only metals ware, and this property of having the characteristic as a malleable is called malleability. Now, the gold and silver are the best malleable metals. Gold and silver are the best malleable metals. Next are copper, aluminium, and they are sometimes the gold sheets are so thin that their thickness can be even 0.00002 millimeter. So much thin gold sheets can be obtained, and because of this malleable nature of gold and silver, they are used to make jewelry. The next property is that metals are ductile. Ductile, you know that this is a fifth property. Metals are ductile. That means the metals can be drawn in the form of wires. These wires can be very much thinner जो है. We are having large number of wires like aluminium wire, iron wire. You have also heard about the silver wire, gold wires जो है. These property of it converting it in the form of wires is known by the name of जो है ductility. Metals are ductile. Gold and silver, these are the most ductile elements जो है. We can draw the wires thin as only 200 meter long from that of a silver metal, which is only 100 milligram of or 100 millimeter of silver. We are having if 100 milligram of silver, we can draw very easily more than 200 meter long wires. The next property, that the metals are good conductor of heat. You are all very much aware with this property that metals are good conductor of heat. You have seen this property also. If we are having a spoon and we are heating it at one end, the other end automatically become hot because of the conduction of heat. One activity that can be done, just fix a rod at the clamp, then fix some pins with the help of wax and heat this rod at the side from that side where it has been clamped, either with the help of wax or with the help of burners. You will see that the wax will melt and all the pins will fall down. This tells us about the conduction of metals, where that metals are good conductor of heat. The conduction of heat, that is where only known by the name of thermal conductivity. Now, if we see copper and aluminium, these are good conductor of heat. Lead is the lead. Pb formula, lead is the poorest conductor of that of a heat wave. Now, the next property is that metals are good conductor of electricity. You are also aware with this property that metals are good conductor of electricity. I will tell you one thing, that this conduction of electricity is due to the electrons, that you will study later on in the higher classes, but this conduction of electricity is due to the only electrons. One activity that can be performed, that take one dry cell, put one bulb here, then connect this dry cell with that of a crocodile only जो है clips. Here put that metal which you want to only see the conduction, then put one switch here. When the switch will be on, the bulb will start growing. So in this manner, that you can very easily see that the metals are good conductor of electricity. Now the next property, which is not given in the NCERT, but I want to tell you that metals are having high densities. That metals have high densities. Density is mass per unit volume. So there will be only the it will be depending upon the size of metal atom. Greater the size of metal atom जो है, the smaller will be its density. So in this manner you can only tell about the density. Then all the metals are having high melting and boiling point. The next property is that metals have high melting and boiling point. There is a specific reason for this that cannot be told at this only जो है in this class, but all the metals they are having high melting and boiling point जो है. The tungsten is having very high melting point. In bulbs, the tungsten filaments are used. The chemical formula of tungsten is W. If we look at the only its melting point, it is 3410 degrees Celsius. It is having the highest melting point. Now, the metals are strong. You all know that the metals are having very high tensile strength. So the metals are strong. Now, the last property is that metals are sonorous. Metals are sonorous. Sonorous means production of sound. So that is why whenever you hit metal with anything, it will produce a specific sound. The school bells are made up of metals. Actually, school bells are made up of alloy. You are all aware with these properties very much, but it is a sort of revision. Now let me compare the properties of non-metals with that of a properties of metals. The non-metals are found in the form of liquid, gases and solid. There are non-metals are generally soft. They are not so hard. Although diamond is the hardest non-metal, it is only its formula is C. It is an allotrope of carbon, but all other non-metals, they are soft. Non-metals are brittle. They cannot be converted in the form of sheets. Whenever we are hammering any solid non-metal, that will be converted in the form of, that will be broken, that will not be converted in the form of sheet, rather than that will be converted in the form of pieces. The non-metals are not ductile. They cannot be drawn in the form of wires. The non-metals are bad conductor of heat and electricity, although graphite is an exception. So, the non-metals are having very low densities today. The non-metals are having generally low melting and boiling point. But there are few exceptions. Like iodine is a non-metal, but its crystals are very much lustrous. Although all the non-metals are soft, but diamond is an exception. This diamond जो है, that is the hardest known substance. So there are few other exceptions to it. Now, one more term which I want to tell you, that there are few metals like that of a manganese, chromium and titanium. These are known by the name of strategic metals. Why these are known by the name of strategic metals? Because these metals are used in the only making very special things, like they are very much useful in economy, they are used in warfare, like if we see the windows of any spacecraft, these are made up of titanium. So there are so many other uses. So that is why these elements are known by the name of strategic metal. Now let me discuss few questions. Then in the next Zoom class, I will discuss about the chemical properties of metals. Let me discuss some of the questions. Although you are very much aware and you know these questions, but it is a sort of revision. So let me begin with the question. The first question is, name any two metals which are soft and can be cut with knife. Cut with knife. I will write in short. These two metals, just now I have told you, that is sodium, lithium, potassium. These are soft metals and these can be cut with knife. The next is, what happens? Second question is, what happens when a strip of zinc is placed or immersed in a solution of copper sulfate? What happens when a strip of zinc is immersed in a solution of copper sulfate? You all know zinc is more reactive than copper sulfate, so there will be the only displacement of copper. There will be formation of zinc sulfate with that of a displacement of copper. The next question is, name two amphoteric oxides. Name two amphoteric oxides. These are zinc oxide and aluminium oxide. These two are amphoteric oxides. You know amphoteric oxides which can react with acid, which can react with base. So the next question is that name one metal and one non-metal which exists as a liquid. Non-metal is bromine and metal is mercury, which exists as liquid at room temperature. Now the next question is, out of sodium and aluminium, which is more metallic? More metallic. Out of sodium and aluminium, which one is more metallic? If we see out of sodium and aluminium, the sodium is more metallic in comparison to that of a aluminium. Now, The next question is, fill in the blanks. Zinc displaces copper from solution of copper ion, but dash does not. Repeating question. Zinc displaces copper from a solution of copper ion, but dash does not. You can write silver ion. You can write silver ion. You can write any. The silver जो है that can be used. You can write silver here only. You can write silver ion जो है. When magnesium ribbon is burned, magnesium ribbon is burned, white powder formed is magnesium oxide. The white powder formed is magnesium oxide. Now, next question is, which of the following reaction will not occur? Which of the following reaction will not occur? The first reaction is copper sulfate plus Fe. It is giving FeSO4 plus copper. The second is magnesium sulfate plus Fe, FeSO4 plus magnesium. Third one is MgSO4 plus copper, CuSO4 plus magnesium. These two reactions will not occur. Suppose it is A, B and C, B and C will not occur. Why? Because magnesium is more reactive than iron. So iron will not be able to displace magnesium. In the next reaction, magnesium is more reactive than copper. So copper will not be able to displace magnesium from its salt solution. You know, the more reactive metal displaces less reactive metal from its salt solution. That is the basic principle of reactivity series. So in this case, there will be no displacement. Now, next question is, give the chemical equation to show that hydrogen gas is passed over heated calcium. Many students can get problem in it because when the reaction of calcium takes place with hydrogen, there is a formation of calcium hydride. It is calcium hydride. There will be formation of calcium hydride. Whenever any metal reacts directly with hydrogen, there is a formation of hydride, and the formula depends upon the valency of metal. The next one is red hot iron reacts with steam. Red hot iron reacts with steam. The formula of steam is H2O. There will be formation of Fe3O4 with that of a hydrogen. There will be formation of Fe3O4 with that of a hydrogen. So you can very easily write the reaction. So there will be the formation of Fe3O4, that is iron oxide with hydrogen. Next one is sodium oxide. Sodium oxide reacts with water. It is not, formulas are not written, there is a statement. So you have to write formulas yourself. There will be formation of sodium hydroxide taking place. when the reaction of sodium oxide takes place with water. Now, there is a one question I think the student may get problem in that. Which metal is mainly used in the current 5 paisa coin? Although these days there is no 5 paisa coin, but initially the aluminium was used in 5 paisa coin. Similarly, there is a question, name two metals which are lighter than water. You can write sodium, magnesium, aluminium, magnesium, you can write any. These metals will float in water. These metals are lighter than that of a metal. Now, there is a one question that complete the following equations. Complete the following equations. That is, again Fe plus H2O. Just now I have written the equation. There will be formation of Fe3O4 with that of a release of hydrogen. Now you can balance yourself to a. Now you can balance yourself to a here. Now you can balance. There is a Na2O plus H2O. There will be formation of sodium hydroxide taking place to a. Then there is a formation of reaction of silver ion with that of a copper. There will be formation of copper ion with the release of silver. Now you can very easily balance the equation. Now the next question is, which of the following metal will displace hydrogen from dilute hydrochloric acid? The large number of metals are being given. Magnesium, this is silver, then Sn, tin, then copper, then gold, then calcium. Now out of these, magnesium, calcium and tin, that will be able to displace hydrogen from dilute hydrochloric acid. Now there is a question, which metal is the best conductor of electricity? Silver. Which is the poorest conductor of electricity? That is lead. These are total number of 30 questions I am sending you in the form of assignment. You go through these questions. If there is any problem or if there is any query, then let me know about that query so that can be solved. And I hope now there should be no mistake while attempting the question from metals and non-metals, because we are revising it for the third time. So go through your notes, go through topic and solve this assignment. If there is any problem, let me know.